Hey everyone, Carly here, back with another Monday review. I'm so excited for this video because, spoiler alert, I love this product, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Cosmetics So Soft Blush and Bronzer Sticks, so let's get into the video. Okay, so Cosmetics kindly sent us the full range, so I'm going to insert swatches towards the end of the video of all the blushes and all the bronzers so you can see what they look like, but I have my favorites here to talk about. So the blush and the bronzer formula are exactly the same, so when I sort of talk about them, I'll talk about the formula in conjunction, but then we can go into the shades. But these are available on the Cosmetics website only, and they are $30 each, and you get 8 grams of product per stick. So I think that these look smaller than they are. Like when you first look at it, you think it's kind of like almost a mini size, but 8 grams isn't bad. And I looked up some like competitors that I know are popular or ones that we like. And for instance, the ILIA multi-sticks, which Britt and I both love, we like them a lot. They're probably in my like top 3, maybe not anymore now that these are really up there for my favorite cream blushes, but those are only 4.5 grams for $34. So they're more expensive and you get almost half the product, but ILIA does have really nice shades. And then the new Makeup by Mario blush sticks, we haven't picked those up, the blush or the bronzer, but those are $28, so a little bit more affordable, and you get 10.5 grams, so you also get more in those. But I feel like these are pretty comparable, and I'll get into the formula, but they are, like, in my opinion, a luxury formula, so I think totally worth the cost. Okay, so I'll read about how the brand describes the formula. So it says, a soft blendable cream blush stick ranging from soft neutrals to vibrant hues infused with squalane and vitamin E for a creamy and luxurious texture that applies seamlessly, creating a youthful and healthy complexion with a satin skin-like finish. So my favorite thing about these, they're called the So Soft Blush and Bronzer Sticks, but I'll just swatch one on my hand. This is the blush Pearl Tea, and my favorite thing about these is just how soft they are. Like, you can like barely touch your skin and the product just melts seamlessly onto the skin. They're not so melty that they're like physically melting. Like, it's a solid bullet, it's not going to like melt everywhere, but the texture is just so like moussey almost that it just goes on like, I don't know, I know people like always use the term like butter, but truly it just goes on so soft and easy, and it looks like really moussey, like honestly. So once it goes on, they are so easy to blend. I use a brush. I can insert the clip of me now. I just use these in our Get Ready With Us video that we filmed, and so I'm going to insert a clip from there. But even the contour shade, like I start with the contour and I turn it on its side because I don't want a ton of product because these are pretty pigmented. So I turn the stick on its side and just go in with a little bit of product, and it blends out so effortlessly. Like, I just stipple on a pretty dense brush up and down until I get the blend that I want, and it just blends out within seconds. And the first shade I used in the clip that you're watching is the shade Terra, which is the lighter contour shade. And then I go in with Summer, which is the warmer sort of light bronze shade. And this one I dot on in sort of a bigger surface area than Terra because I like the sort of all over bronzy look. And same thing, just like blends out like a dream. They layer really well. Like, as you can see in the clip, I layer Summer over Terra and there's no issues. Like, I don't experience any patchiness. I don't experience any blend issues. The colors look cohesive over each other. It's not like they look like unblended, so I have had no experience with that, any issues there. I've used this over multiple face products, base products. And then last but not least, I go in with the blush and sort of bring that closer into the middle of my face, and I dot that on as well. Really simple. Nothing really crazy, just a little bit, and blend it out with the same brush. And it's like the quickest cheek look I think I've achieved in years, and I just love the end look. And by far my favorite shades, well, I love Terra and Summer, the contour and bronzer for light to medium skin, I believe. I love both of these. I think that they're both not too cool, not too warm. Like, the contour is much cooler than, here I can show you the contour. So that's Terra right here. So it's definitely much more cool toned than Summer, which is the bronzer shade. Like, you can see them in here. But they're both like almost neutral. Like, I feel like This is like cool neutral and this is warm neutral. I would say that Summer is definitely like, it's more warm than Terra is cool, if that makes sense. But they're both not so off that I look like crazy. Like, I can't stand when bronzers are too warm or they pull too orange, and neither of these do that. Like, this one doesn't pull too gray, the contour, and this one doesn't pull too warm. So they are genius shades. I love the shades. The Summer shade looks so worn already. Like, I've been using this like every single day. So I love those shades. But then the real winner in this whole range for me is the blush in the shade Pearl Tea. So Britt and I have talked about how we love like sort of peachy, like tan, like brown, tan, beigey blushes with like a hint of peach. So something that like you look at it and you kind of question like, oh, is that a bronzer or is that a blush? Because it kind of looks like a bronzer, but there's some warmth to it. Like, it kind of has like a little bit of peachiness in it. Those are our favorite blushes because we just don't like a pink cheek. We don't like a mauve cheek. I do like orange blushes, but we're just not really into those colors. So it's so hard to find one that doesn't look just like straight pink. And this is that color in a cream format, which is just like my dream because it's so hard to find even in powder, but even harder to find in cream. So I love this shade so much. Again, it's the shade Pearl Tea. I have it on right now, and it's the one I used in the clip, and I just love it. I think it's like my dream blush shade. I think it's really unique. I think a lot of the shades in the range are really unique, but this one especially for a cream blush is really hard to find. And as you can see on my hand, when I blended it out, it does like dry down. They describe it as a satin skin-like finish. I would agree with that, but I do think they are pretty matte. Like, they dry down to this sort of like soft focus matte look, but not in a matte way that's going to make you look like super chiseled or super unnatural. Like, I find that, I mean, you can see my face right now, but they blend out to look really natural, and they do like blend in with your skin and look skin-like, but they are on the more matte side. Like, compared to most of the cream blushes I have in my collection, I feel like these are probably the most matte, but they do sort of take on what you have underneath. Like, I just have on the Fenty Skin Tint underneath, which is like slightly dewy on me, but again, just like more skin-like, nothing too crazy. And they just sort of blend in with that, and they don't look too matte on my face. But the texture itself, once it's on your hand, dries down like pretty matte, and I love it. I think that the matte sort of look adds to this soft focus effect. Like, I find that I wore these on skin that just had SPF. Like, I mixed in like some bronzing drops into my SPF and put that all over my face, let that sit for a bit, and then use the Summer shade and the Pearl Tea blush all over my face. And I found that it almost looked like I had foundation on after I used these because it like looked so soft focus on my skin. Like, my cheeks looked almost blurred, like in the best way, and I didn't even feel like I needed foundation. So these have that really like magical ability to make your skin look like blurred almost. I don't know, I really love the finish. I'll run through the shades quick and I'll insert the swatches now. So there are 6 blush shades. Like I said, they're all really unique and really pretty, but there is Baby, which is a pale pink, which is probably my least favorite. I don't like pink, but if that's for you, I think the shade is really cute. And then there is Lychee, which is a warm melon. This one again is like a true peach, so if you like peaches, I think you would like that one. Then my favorite is Pearl Tea, which they describe as a brownish nude. Again, like, highly recommend this one. I think it's so stunning. Then there is Venetian Rose, which is one of their sort of like trademark shades. They describe it as a vintage rose. I think it's like a beautiful, like deeper rosy mauve. It's a stunning shade. I do really like this one. Then there is Passion, which is another one of my favorites. It's a vibrant orange red, and I will say with this one, the actual like bulk of the product looks like a true sort of like terracotta red, but like a terracotta orange red, but then when you put it on, there's a ton of yellow in the base, which I actually really like, but I did want to call that out because it does make it a really unique orange shade. It's not so red based as a lot of oranges are, it's more yellow. But I really love that one. And then I'd say like the deepest one is, what is this one called? It's called Bitten, and it's a rich berry, and I love this one as well. I have to use a really light hand with this one because I'm more fair, but this would look so stunning on deeper skin tones, and it's definitely one of my favorite shades. So those are all the blush shades. Let's get into the bronzer and contour shades. Okay, so the bronzer contour, well, they actually call them the So Soft Multi-Face Play. I'm just referring them as like bronzer contour sticks. But there's only 4 shades, but they did a great job catering to every skin tone, because even though the range is really small, there's essentially like a set of contour and bronzers for light to medium skin, and then there's a set for like medium to deep skin. So the 2 that work for me, like I said, are Summer, which they describe as a toasted caramel with warm undertones for fair to tan skin. And then Terra, a milk chocolate with neutral to slightly cool undertones for fair to tan skin. I actually didn't look at this before I did this review, so that's exactly how I described it. I said it's neutral with like a slight cool. And then the 2 deeper shades are Nomadic, which is a brown sugar with warm undertones for tan to deep skin. So I think that would be the bronzer for deeper skin. And then Pangea, which is a decadent Keiko, I think that's how you describe that, with neutral to slightly cool undertones for tan to deep skin. So that would be like the contour shade for deeper skin tones. So again, $30 for the bronzer, and it's the same formula as the blush. So I truly love these. I love them so much. They are definitely going in my yearly favorites video. I'm curious how quickly I'm going to go through them because they are my new like favorite cream products essentially. I just can't get enough use out of them. Oh, and I wanted to, touch on wear time. They last all day on my skin. Like they really don't budge, which I think is because they have that like soft sort of matte dry down. They really last on my skin. But if I do want to touch up, like I have done that where I've just sort of like grabbed the blush and touched up toward the end of the day, and they blend out beautifully. Like there's no issues sort of adding more later on in the day, but they do last so well, especially for like a cream product. So wanted to call that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I feel like I was a little all over the place because I'm just really excited about this product, but I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you also purchased this and you love it and you have thoughts, if you don't love it, let me know. I'd love to talk about this product because I'm very passionate. I think it's so great.